bring you again up to speed. Planes crashed into the upper floors of both World Trade Center towers minutes apart this morning in a horrific scene of explosions and fires that left gaping holes. We have no immediate word on injuries or fatalities, which the first crash occurred shortly before.
There's a cover-up that's about to happen here. The assassination of a president and then a scramble by the U.S. government to hide information from its people. So much information was hid from the American public. The question of who shot George and why has riveted America since that horrifying day 60 years ago. But over time, it's become clear that the FBI and CIA kept information hidden, not just from the public, but from the commission in charge of investigating the assassination. This has fueled an understandable doubt in the official account, including, by the way, Lyndon B. Johnson, the president who took JFK's place. Congress even came out in the 80s saying that this was probably a conspiracy, and the public ran wild with this. They came up with hundreds of suspects of who could have been involved in the assassination. Theories like this thrive when government authorities aren't transparent with their people. Today we've had a national tragedy. Two airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country. I have spoken to the Vice President.
May someday be dropped on our cities. And let us prepare for survival, understanding the weapon of mass. An atom bomb destroys or injures in three ways.
To hunt down and to find those folks who committed this act. Terrorism against our nation will not stand. And now if you join me in a moment of silence. May God bless the victims, their families, and America. Thank you very much.
I know it's based on the book. I heard you paint houses. The Irishman with, the cast back together, Joe Pesci and Rob De Niro. Any thoughts on that movie?
He went and concluded that this is nothing else.
Mysteries in American history. What happened to Jimmy Hoffa? Hard to believe, but it's been nearly 5 decades. We're talking 50 years since the labor leader vanished, believed to be on his way to a meeting with 2 top Detroit mobsters. Now, Fox's Eric Shawn has spoken with the last living suspect in Hoffa's disappearance, and he does join us live to talk more about that. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Of course, Josh, how are you?
I'm doing great, and thank you again for being here. So what did that last living suspect have to say?
No, it is the greatest American mystery in our history. There's only one FBI suspect alive today. His name is Gabe Guglielmo. Back on July 30th, 1975, Jimmy Hoffa, the legendary Teamsters union leader, he wanted to get back into the Teamsters presidency, but the mafia was against it. So he thought he was going to a mob meeting with Detroit mob boss Anthony Giacalone, as well as with Tony Provenzano, who is a mob capo in New Jersey, as well as a Teamsters union leader. And he disappeared.
Baby. Where's everyone at?
The news that President Trump got another assassination attempt that he walked away from. And you missed all the fun because you had just kind of moved away from the radio. And now you're back. And with the frequency station down there in the box. So maybe people will come back.
Have you I was listening to all that garbage, and then
Special coverage of the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. 6 previous presidents have also had assassination attempts, either while they were in office or as they were on the campaign trail. Former President Theodore Roosevelt was shot while he was seeking re-election in 1912, and like Trump, he was trying to get back into the Oval Office. He was shot on the way to deliver a speech in Milwaukee, which is coincidentally where this year's Republican National Convention will start tomorrow. For more on the historic nature of all this, let's bring in NBC News presidential historian Michael Betzloff.
So, outside of field day, it's products to me.
is what they are.
72-hole slide. Now let's talk to a guy who was trying to get into the European contest on 17-1 slide. And when you're up there, you're off frequency, but you voice out the adjacent, 1.5 kilohertz. So he was just wiping out the band, and I went up there and said, "Sir, would you like to operate on 72? Yeah, no, I'm a contester. I'm trying to get in the contest." He says, "I've been trying to call CQ for the last 30 minutes, and nobody will come back." And I said, "Well, little wonder."
I'd appreciate if you move those people talking on 7200 even. You're not even about 1/25th of a way, man. Just at least close to 3K away. Try the contest in there, so staying for it, Jim.
You're sitting near 7200. You can actually hear what they're saying.
Oh, I can hear him.
No, you ain't gonna talk to you. I'll stand you up all night long if I have to, but dadgummit, don't you listen? You can't contest on a frequency that's being used to talk. KN4 and JM. Are you receiving, or are you just playing your real recording, or just a corner? And you're contesting, that's called contest corning. Move your hillbilly ass out of here. Is coming back your way. What the hillbilly hell's wrong with you? Are you that sick and demented?
I don't care about European DX coming my way.
No, I ain't. Now, when there's somebody talking on 7200 and you're contesting here, I think I'm in the right KN4 and JM, and I give my call sign. I don't get in there and play this stupid contest stuff. It's fine if you want to do that. Great if you want to do that. Frequency being used is wrong. Everything about it's wrong, and it's illegal anyway, according to the FCC. And your, Parks 97, all the rights there. See you later. Have a good day. I'm moving back up. But if you want to be a 1 Delta 10 Tango along with this half-pound, you're more than welcome to it.
You won't hear nothing with that going too. Great. Of course, that's normal for here. This one. KN4 in jail.
Nothing was good and nothing was made. This is America.
antenna that I built for my RV, and that's the one I built for hay.
I have HF in my car, and I went up to Kentucky Fried Chicken and got my dinner for me and the missus. And I could hear all this stuff that was going on. Somebody was streaming the audio of 9/11 on one of the local stations around here.
Yeah, I know.
I was actually like, oh my God, let me hear that. I need the original audio for my website.
You could hear them in there earlier. They were playing that garbage for about an hour. But, you can only play it for so long. And then you get, tired of it.
It's real fatigue. I go through this emotional hell because I spent the day WLW, I hear you in there, WLW. Hear all that again. It just brings me right back to that day. I got better memories that I'd rather have than that.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah. Especially that guy at the back.
We didn't start wars. 79, 80 years. Everybody said, oh, he's going to start wars with his attitude. No, my attitude kept us out of wars. I stopped wars with phone calls. Russia should have never happened. With Ukraine, would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened. Nope, there was no talk of that. Would have never, ever happened with Putin. Would have never happened. And Israel, October 7th, would have never happened. Iran would have never done that. They had very little money at that point. Now they're rich as hell. But Biden allowed that to happen. And Kamala, where's Biden? What happened to Biden? Where is he? He's on a beach. He's got somebody that thinks he looks great in a bathing suit. He likes to go to a beach. How do you leave here to go on a beach? You can't do it. There are things you just don't do. People don't want to see you in a bathing suit. Walks badly. It's hard to walk in the sand. He has a hard time lifting his feet through the sand. And then he grabs the chair. The chair is meant for old people to lift and young kids to lift. Like, 4-year-old kids, right? And he can't lift it. He needs a little help. The whole thing is crazy. How we ever got that is crazy. And what happened to our country with inflation and with
Fox Romeo SCO number
starting all over the place. And we're very close to a third world war, and don't kid yourself, because they're laughing. But they're not laughing too much. You're a little worried about a certain person winning the election. We had some very good polls. The entire world was safer when I sat behind that beautiful Resolute desk in the Oval Office. I heard the other day, for the first time, I heard Biden say the beautiful Resolute desk.
QRM level.
He never said that before. They copy me.
I have my
They shouldn't say that, but they thought the words were beautiful. But they copy me all the time. In that case, it was Republicans that were copying me because they happen to be right. So I don't mind if a Republican copies me. Any of you guys want to copy me? But it's a sad thing to have to say. But they copy me. The Resolute desk. He never. Your pain, but I make a brief announcement on 9/11. If you're really interested in what happened, Dr. Judy Woods. The highest authority in structural steel in the world. 6 buildings were turned to dust between 8:30 and 9:30 in the morning. Those buildings were dustified.
You could see Charles Story chunks turning to dust. You could see the bodies as they jumped out and they turned to dust. This was an operation done by the United States government. It was like 6 to 9 inches of dust over 28 square blocks. Those buildings were dustified by the Tulsa effect.
Directed energy weapons.
What about all the people who died in World War II?
That could be. But haven't reported on that for days. It's not.
A directed energy weapon is what happened in 9/11. If anybody doesn't understand that, you can't have that much mass turn into nothing at the bottom.
I do not believe that this was a conspiracy of the United States government. This was 100% happened because Bill Clinton, the president before and given absolutely decimated this country's intelligence services. He cut us the funding out of our intel services so that he could have more social programs. But given what the people who have the United Shut up. I have no reason. Shut up. We don't want to see you. Well, I think you should have been one of the 9/11 victims. Shut up. Operation. We should have been on top of the top of the tower. Jump off. We don't want to listen.
We have one gentleman out there that agrees with me. Directed energy weapon. Nothing else could turn 6 buildings, SIS, 6 buildings to dust between 8:30 and 9:30. I walked in that dust. Pieces of bone fragments, pieces of computer chips. The buildings were dustified. Has nothing to do with Arabs, nothing to do with that. It was the United States government operation.
Yeah, all the explosions were a diversion because any government that happened like that.
Because number 7 was a federal building that has all sorts of documents that didn't have to go out.
Данных со спутников, которыми Украина не располагает. Это данные только со спутников Евросоюза, либо на Штатах. В общем, с натовских спутников. Первое. Второе. И очень важное, может быть, ключевое, заключается в том, что полетные задания в эти ракетные системы могут, по сути, вносить только военнослужащие стран НАТО. Украинские военнослужащие делать это не могут. И поэтому речь идет не о том, чтобы разрешать украинскому режиму наносить удары по России этим оружием. Нет, конечно. Речь идет о том, чтобы...
Go look at Dr. Judy Wood, you stupid ass. Go look at Dr. Judy Wood.
Не что иное, как прямое участие стран НАТО, Соединенных Штатов, европейских стран в войне на Украине. Это их прямое участие. И это уже, конечно, существенным образом меняет саму суть, саму природу конфликта. Это будет означать, что страны НАТО, США, европейские страны воюют с Россией.
Side of the head.
What does happy peanut butter mean?
Pure peanut butter means pure.
Ukraine, this was radicalized Ukraine.
Victor, America 3. Go, Foxtrot. Oh, Katie 4, WRH. WRH.
And for those of you who are not aware,
KJF, what do you think of direct energy weapons?
No.
This meeting won't give you all the real details, but essentially the Secret Service shot back at him and
See if you can need a bigger amp.
Guess I need a bigger amplifier.
My. We Americans aren't that stupid, though.
Fake news. Well, if you don't think 9/11 was a direct...
If you listen to any news service, you've been brainwashed.
So, Dave, are you telling me that President Trump did not have, there was not another attempt on his life? Are you telling me that?
I've never mentioned the word President Trump. I'm talking about Dr. Judy Wood, and in her analysis of the buildings that turned to dust. 6 buildings that turned to dust from 8:30 till 9:30 in the morning. I never mentioned President Trump.
Trump actually explained how those buildings were built. They were built out of solid steel on the outside, first time ever. And they turned into, what, a little pile behind George Bush? No, it was justified.
They ain't never before Alpha Bravo, Juliet.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Well, that's fine, but if you're interested, go to Dr. Judy Wood's website. She's the highest authority on structural steel in the world. The buildings were dustified. I walked in the dust. From 8:30 till 9:30 in the building, 6 buildings turned to dust. No plane can turn 6 buildings to dust.
When buildings collapse one on top of another because
I can build that
steel
directed
impact was so hot that it melted.
Thank you, directed energy weapon. Glad to see at least one person getting it.
Of course it's going to pulverize everything. The steel.
This guy's like...
Did you know you could use a light bulb?
I don't know what the hell.
Do that as well?
Turned to Jello, I guess.
But that's my... Well, I don't want to get into that discussion. I don't want to even talk about 9/11. It was a horrible day. I mean,
why not?
That's the heart right now.
When you look at the facts of 9/11, it exposes a lot of things.
Nebraska and Colorado.
Hi, sir. They're ready to come down.
For the next 24 hours, Renee and his crew commander, John Teacon, will be responsible for 10 remote missile silos scattered miles away under the prairie. They will control more than 100 times the destructive power of the Hiroshima bomb.
Water tower went straight down to the ground.
How is it that metal can burn? All can burn, but the interior is still intact. KD4, WRH. I guess I'm not getting through.
The life support system, which would allow the Missileers to survive for 30 days following a nuclear war.
Hey, Jeff.
Outgoing crew. Neither Renee or his commander know where their missile is targeted. Missiles can be quickly redirected, but the targeting is beyond the control of the Missileers on alert.
I can hear a conversation in your house as long as you have a light bulb on.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes, a light bulb, sir.
Not anymore. They're all LEDs. You're a lead.
Why pay for 20 million illegal aliens when you can send them back?
They're protected.
Why allow them in the first place?
They're all protected.
They got a alternative objective, I believe. KN4NGM.
They're all protected. Thank you, Kamala.
Please say it correctly. Communist Kamala and Joe and Barack. I could hire over 40 million.
I don't think the Canadian stations like you calling her anything.
Call it what the truth. She likes Marxism. Marxism is communism. She even admits that, so, alright. Would be no different. I think she already called herself that. Let us convert one Democrat. Each of us, we can only convert one Democrat.
Are we even Democrats?
Even to agree to disagree, at least you guys are keying up. KN4NJM, I don't know if you gave call signs or not. I think you have, but it's sad we got people out here jamming, playing music, and, even the good and bad. You might play Fox News or CNN, whatever. Still wrong, Be a man, talk about it, discuss it, agree, disagree, whatever. But at least be righteous about it. But that ain't never going to happen. Unfortunately. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I forgot I'm on 7200, the scum of amateur radio. Never mind.
That's right. What the hell are you talking about? Hey, Paul, how the hell are you doing, man?
That's right. You're killing it. I got to get out of here and get some groceries. Just got finished with that AC, man. I'm Steph and peace. Appreciate it, man. Take care, man. Enjoy your evening out there. We'll do it later tomorrow, man. God bless. KN4NJM.
Roger, Paul. You have a good evening.
Good night, guys. They run at Farsi, Connecticut.
God bless Donald Trump, and may God protect him with his shield.
Amen, sir. Amen. They run at Farsi.
There's too much evil out here in this country. We must protect him.
There's too much evil on this frequency.
God bless Trump.
God bless Donald J. Trump.
God bless Donald J. Trump.
Yep, God bless Donald John Trump, the next president of the United States.
God bless Trump.
President of the United States. He did nothing wrong, and our country's pride don't use leadership.
Yeah.
President Trump, get back and get over to YouTube and deal with it.
God bless Donald J. Trump.
Democrat. You must convert a Democrat.
You can't convert a virus. Democrats are viruses.
The only way to convert a Democrat is if they're dead.
You don't say that on the radio.
They need to be put in the mental ward like a
They do. New York, you're right. They need to go to a mental ward. That's exactly right. Liberalism, liberalism is a mental disorder. Liberalism is a mental disorder.
They take over our country by communist China. I'm AI Donald Trump, and I think my supporters are nothing but inbred white trash. If you are one of my supporters, you are among the stupidest motherfuckers on earth. Only a brain-damaged, trailer-dwelling, redneck, sling-blade type would stand by a clown like me, knowing full well that I am a rapist, con man, grows $500 million. He's a typical Democrat. He openly declares himself a Democrat.
God bless Donald J. Trump.
If a person consistently reads and advocates views expressed in the communist publications, he may be a communist. Sir, what is your IQ? May I ask you, what is your IQ?
Come on out and identify yourself.
Which one?
And I think my supporters are nothing but inbred white trash.
You have to be more definitive on who you're asking, who's IQ.
Only a brain-damaged, trailer-dwelling redneck.
There's a bunch of idiots here, which means 25 and below.
I am a rapist, con man.
That includes you.
No, I'm above that. You're stupid.
You're stupid!
K5RZV.
Stupid communist. Physical appearance counts for nothing. If he openly declares himself to be a communist, we take his word for it. After 91 felony indictment, if you're still
Do you even know what
Democratic moron, the Trump mortgage scandal, my Sarah White cheating, the Access Hollywood case, my association with Jeffrey Epstein, my racism, my casino
Stupid is.
By the way, 25 and below.
my many crimes.
Imbecile makes you to almost 50, and then you're a moron. So where do you fall in that?
I fell into your mama's vagina.
I will laugh as I take everything you want and send you to a death camp.
Administration, this country is
I'm AI Donald Trump, and I mean it.
He's weaponized the Department of Justice against their enemies, and settles nothing with the United States.
Why don't you get out from behind that tape recorder and discuss it?
I'm gonna vote for her because she's a woman. Oh, yeah.
Another 20 million illegal aliens. Take a look at what's going to be left of your paycheck and Social Security. Not much.
Oh, you're a smart guy.
You're going to vote for another, you're going to vote for another 4 years of prices like this? I've got $350 of income groceries for a family of 3 adults and 1 small child. What are we going to do? 4 years from now, we'll pay $850 a week for groceries, huh? Come on, imbecile. Tell us about that.
Why are you voting for Kamala? I'm voting for Kamala because she's a woman.
Just driving and my God. So will you please put 1 foot on each cheek and push? Kind of lunatic, white supremacist, fruitcake, publicity addict that Melania will never be. She craves attention as much as I do, and she loves to tell me how she could never find a boyfriend because she loves me too much. Oh, how I wish
you need some counseling
so that I could give her all 2.2 inches of my throbbing love. But alas, my darling, I cannot pleasure you that way. So I'll just finger bang you with all the passion a man so deep in love can muster to show you how much I need you. I want you. But in return,
with a 2-inch tongue, 2-inch tongue.
Like how hateful trash like that is many COVID shots. And you did in this video, and two of you recognize of the Republican Party. You have no idea how much church people think I have a Jewish girlfriend hanging out with a white supremacist. That's never ended. Darling, please keep spewing conspiracy theories on how 9/11 was my job and how 1970 began. And keep hanging out with Pakistan and keep pulling the Ministry of Publicity stuff. I'm going to Kamala because she's almost time to flush the toilet.
500 years from now, people will be talking about the fact that Donald Trump survived 2 assassination attempts during this election. We're passing through history. We can see it happening around us, but this is history. Donald Trump is making history. And for them to sit there and say, oh, more 50 years
doing a damn good job.
You're not sorry it happened at all. You're sorry that they missed. You're sorry that you have to deal with this guy. You're sorry that this is the one person with a platform in America who, I think we were talking about this on one of our thought crime shows recently.
But I mentioned the aluminum plane that punched a hole in the Pentagon.
Actual issues facing everyday Americans. In Springfield, Ohio, guess what? He gives a voice to
12 security cameras. They can't show you one picture of a plane hitting the Pentagon.
It was a missile. Where were you back when that happened?
Kind of villain for just repeating things.
It was a bomb they put in there weeks ago that flew around all over the building. There's plenty of witnesses on it. If you look around, you'll see the truth.
Yes, you see, the truth was told many years ago.
111 security cameras. They cannot show you a picture of anything hitting the Pentagon.
Yes, agreed. And they all let it go. You know, it was all played off by deep state. So
this is a situation where it's very clear. Look, I was in Ukraine, in Lviv, and Glenn went down to Odessa and Mykolaiv back in May of 2022. We're also seeing that timeline kind of lines up with when this guy was in Ukraine, this guy Ryan Ralph, LBC, he claimed to be receiving lots of information about how he potentially received training from the International Legion. Again, there's a hodgepodge patchwork of foreign fighters and volunteers, as well as Ukrainian Ministry of Defense support. So, that being said, the national security agencies were all over this. They had to.
What happened? The whole band just went quiet. Anybody here?
Roger, we just went dead. There's been a nuclear attack. Everyone seek shelter. Something just happened.
I hate Taylor Swift. I totally hate her like no one's ever seen before. Let me say that again. I fucking hate Taylor Swift, and everybody knows it. And I want to repeat that again. I fucking hate Taylor Swift like you wouldn't believe. So let me say it again. I hate Taylor Swift. I hate her. I hate Taylor Swift. She's a disgrace.
Would you stop with that shit? Come on. We all know you hate stuff. So knock it off. What an imbecile.
Which I'm losing like you wouldn't believe, so I might as well do that. So I hate Taylor Swift. I fucking hate her.
I don't know. Maybe Nick did.
At 7:25,
Central Standard Time. Well, let's see if the ALC's kicking. Okay, it's doing all right.
So, welcome back, Nick. You want to say?
Together. There was it number 1225 screws. I got some that were just a little too long, so I had to put quarter by 20 nuts on there because they fit right over the threads to give that extra space. I should have got a half-inch bolts, but I got I think 1 inch, and they bottomed out.
Yeah, well, whatever works. But hey, man, once you seal it up and you know it's good, put some blue Loctite on them because them bitches will rattle out.
Well, I've got a whole bunch of red Loctite. I don't think I have any blue. I don't want to heat it. But I don't know. I was thinking about just using anti-seize and some lock washers, some star washers, you know.
Well, that would be the right way.
I don't know. I just don't want the stainless bolts to seize inside that aluminum.
W4CSH, I'm back. Probably even a better idea.
Stainless in the stainless.
Get the right lock washers and what you, yeah. You're right about that. But me, I lock shit down.
Yeah, that's I don't use full Loctite on much things. I've got a whole bunch of red, no blue, because I don't want to have to apply heat to get something off.
Well, I thought the blue was blue you can get loose. I thought the red's the one you can't, get loose.
I think it's the opposite way.
Oh hell, I've been messing up then.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll look it up. I thought it was the other way. I might be wrong.
Either way, I know it works, and I mean, I've got it broke. I've got things broke loose either way, So, but man, some things you don't want to come loose.
It's actually the Loctite red is the stronger. The blue is not as strong.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, the blue is what I used to use on water fittings on all my hose reels and pumps. And the red is what I used on my suspension parts.
Yeah, I just looked it up, and it says the red typically can only be removed by heating the parts to 500 degrees.
There you go. See, I was wrong there. I knew it was one way or the other. But, all right, thanks.
Yeah, I remember because I kept Loctite blue and red in my toolbox when I was doing mechanic stuff for a living. And the guys that pissed me off and who didn't want to get stuff done, I would put Loctite red on all their crap.
There you go.
I used to have red Loctite that looked like a chapstick or a glue stick, man. And you just take the cap off, rub it on the threads, and put the cap back on. Boom. You don't have to worry about anything. No drips, no spills, no errors.
You didn't get that one all over you like the other one?
Right? And now if they can only do that with what's it called, anti-seize, we'll be all good.
Yeah, if you ever wanted to piss somebody off with the Isuzu SUVs or pickup trucks, because those studs snapped by their own anyway. But if you were to take the stuff apart and diagnose it and spend a lot of time doing it, and the guy was like, "No, I'm not going to do that. My buddy will do it quicker." You put Loctite Red on all the studs, and then you ran that down with my 500 foot-pound Snap-on impact. So guaranteed, every frickin' stud's going to snap when you pull it off.
Yeah, his buddy's going to have a real job. Man, just evil.
Evil. Have to walk that out and drop that thing into the recycle bin.
Oh, hell, the Isuzu studs would snap on their own anyway. Because we used to keep them in stock in our shop because that's how often they would break.
Chinese junk.
There you go.
Yeah, if you had somebody coming in to get 4 tires on their Isuzu pickup truck, you can guarantee you're going to break at least 4 studs. So we always kept lug nuts and studs in stock.
Right, but then you got to pull all that apart and knock the studs out and put the new ones in.
Yeah. I get them orders all the time. Those guys breaking them down there at Tires Plus, you know.
Yeah, they made those studs out of early Chinesium.
Yeah. They need 3 or 4, you know, around the vehicle. That broke off, snapped off, you know. They were bonded.
Then they had one that just spun around in there and they had to cut off, and then you can't hardly put the new one in.
Yeah, if the whole thing spins, oh boy, then you got to get it from the backside and get that and you got to drill that out, and then push it through.
And then get a new hub.
Yeah, or put a bigger stud in it, then you got an oddball bolt in their own.
I had to do that a couple of years ago on a Jeep, man. On my Jeep, one of my lug nuts broke, and it just was free spinning in there. The only way I could get it out was I tried to easy out, but it was broke free from the back as well, so there was no way of getting that damn thing out of there. So I had to sacrifice a rim.
Wow. That's bad.
What do you mean you sacrificed the rim?
There was no way of getting the stud out because it was free spinning, and the lug nut was still, it was broke off. There was no way to get it out of there at all. So I had to use a hole saw and drill around it and sacrifice the rim. It was an aluminum rim, so I had to drill that out.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
It was the worst day of my life, man, and I was freaking pissed off, man. It was like that was a $300 rim, and I had no choice.
You couldn't pull the hub off? Pull the whole hub and bearings and all off?
I couldn't get to any of that stuff because the rim had such a back space on it.
Well, that sucks.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. We used to get a lot of Suzu pickups in there, and so every time we had a hub that was like that, we would give the customer, a choice and say, "Hey, listen, here's the price of a new hub installed, which is going to be hundreds of dollars, or you can pay a few extra bucks, and I'll get my welder out and do a little tack weld onto that stud, and it's into your hub." They always chose the tack weld every freaking time.
Yeah, you figure, right? Oh boy.
Yeah, if you've got an off-road vehicle and you go off-roading, do not, and listen to me, do not put those cool-looking spike lug nuts on, because if they hit a branch or a rock, they snap.
Right. Break that right off.
Well, I don't do off-roading or nothing like that, so I ain't got to worry about that.
Yep. But anyway, that was my little life experience. But yeah, after that, I went to the little short nuts that were recessed inside the rim that wouldn't get hit.
There you go.
Somebody else's problem now, but yeah, I had to get a new hub, a new rotor. Man, I had to do all kinds of shit to get that out of there.
They probably, whoever got that, got rid of those, you know?
I doubt it. Those are some high-dollar fuel rims, man. And because they were 11-inch wide rims, and I was running 17 by 12 and a half tires. So big rims and big tires.
Yeah, that's pulling up to the country bar on a Friday night with the girls dancing on the back of the pickup on the flatbed. Pulling in to get a cold beer.
Echo November Lima.
I could see that truck coming in. Probably can hear it. Did it whine on the road?
Mine?
Yeah, did it have a whine to it?
More like a hum.
Yeah, right. Get it.
Echo November Lima.
You know?
Yeah, you got Kilo Charlie 4 Echo November Lima. Let's just work on this radio here. What kind of signal you have on me? I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, mile northeast of Atlanta Airport.
You copy him, Mike?
I've got you about a little over an S9 here. I'm on the west central coast of Florida, about 27 miles west of the city of Tampa.
Roger. Okay, appreciate that. I was just sitting here listening to you guys, so I'll get back in the listening order. About bedtime anyway, you got to get up about 4 in the morning. Catch you guys later. KC4, appreciate it.
All right, man, no worries, and have a good night, 73s.
That was another good contact for you, Mike. Made it all the way to Atlanta that time.
Oof, man, I'm telling you, this radio gets better and better every day.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I know it's a real struggle for that rig to make it to Georgia there.
Guess it depends on which antenna you're using that night, you know?
I think I could probably use a Magnum Mount gutter antenna on that one.
Yeah, I think they're probably copying us over in England and Germany and Norway.
Right. Yeah, sometimes they get in here and talk to us.
Yeah, I know, man. I actually had some decent DX contacts on 40 meters a couple of weeks ago, which is unusual because they usually don't go looking for DX on 40.
Usually, you know.
Yeah, if they do, they're down in the extra area or below 190.
Yeah, mostly on 20 and then 17 and 10, man. I'll tell you what, when me and Hank were in the campground, 10 meter was open like crazy, dude.
Oh, man. We all could hear each other on 17 meters. Jeez, we'd have a ball with that one.
Well, hell, we got to try it one time.
We may hear each other, for all, fire up kilo on the wire. You may hear my ground waves at 0, but you hear the audio. That's one through the air.
Yeah, so, here at the house, man, when I go on 10 meter, I got a lot of noise because I got a lot of crap around me. But, man, when we were in the campground, man, 10 meters was quiet. Yeah, and probably about maybe half a mile, 3/4 of a mile from where we were at the edge of the campground there, and there were houses all on the perimeter road at the campground there. They were big houses. You know, they had pools and solar panels and all kind of crap. But I didn't hear nothing, man.
No, you couldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't need that. Yeah, that wire antenna you can hear.
We don't have any other trip planned until Hamcation, you know, so we might maybe work up something here and there, but yeah, man, I made my Hamcation reservations the other day, so we're all set up. Man, it'd be nice to get the whole 7205 group up there in the campground. We would have a blast.
I would think so. We'd have to get security to make sure we've got, make sure it's safe to be in there, you know?
Yeah, we are celebrities. Between all the weapons we have, we ain't got to worry about security. Yeah, well, we're celebrities.
Right. There's people out there that they come in here occasionally and try to bolster up things, but yeah.
I don't want security. I want a chance to shoot them myself.
Okay. Yeah. Sheriff here Grady says make sure you get enough bullets.
I think we should get a table inside and sign autographs.
All right.
Yeah, you guys can have all that fun. Count me out.
Sitting at a table signing autograph. Oh my God.
Well, I know that me and Hank and Tom will have our RVs there, so just got to get everybody else over there, man. It'd be cool.
Yeah, long time off. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, sounds good. Going to grab a cold one. Got KWM for ID.
Yeah, W4CFH. Yeah, when I was talking to Gina the other day, she was like, yeah, I'll talk to Dave. We'll rent an RV and come on over there with you guys. Oh, here's our bees. They're going to sit there and say, oh, well, we've been here for hours. Bullshit.
It's like that little baby in the little reels, you know.
Bullshit. 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 Well, it is that time, right? It's about time for those California guys to come in.
Yep, I'm sitting here trying to move in my shift a little bit.
Yeah, I can get them when I go about 800.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the loud one to start talking again. The other ones really don't bother me. It's just that one.
Yeah, I shifted to 760, and they're pretty much out. I'll be back in a little bit. I'm going to go start the barbecue grill. KG4VT.
No, you said that all the
time. What's for dinner, Hank? What's that? I said, what you cooking? What's for dinner, brother?
Oh, steaks and sauteed mushrooms. I don't know what's the vegetables, honey. Oh, she already went up. Oh, green beans, and I don't know what else, you know. I'm just going to light the barbecue grill, and I'm going to sear them bad boys, and flip them over and sear them, and let them cook for a few minutes, and have a steak dinner. Steak and baked beans over here on the charcoal.
Yep, that sounds good, brother. That sounds good, man. Your wife's green beans are off the chain, brother.
Well, yeah, it's hard to say what. Yeah, they don't. I don't even know what kind, and I don't care. But all I know is she'll cook them, and whatever she cooks, I'm gonna eat, and it'll be good.
Sounds good. Hello there, Tom. What's happening, brother?
Just sit down for a second. I got to go out and do the same thing. I got to get the charcoal fired up. Steaks and baked beans in the can on the charcoal. Love that. Worked on Miss Lisa's farm truck. And she's out running around the neighborhood.
aggravating the neighbors. A bunch of loud noise probably out there in the middle of the street doing burnouts.
Ah, cool deal, man. Cool deal. So how was the trip to St. Augustine? Camper work out okay? Everything good to go?
Oh, yeah, beautiful, man. Yeah, played radio. 710 worked fantastic. Got the 706 run, 2 meters, 70 centimeters. Had all the antennas up and got talked all over the world. Had a great time. And nice place. They need a pool, but yeah, nice joint. Like I said, we got there Friday evening about 9:15, I think. We say Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. And got up there 11:30, got home at 3:30. So a 4-hour trip. And yeah, had a good time. Camper went pretty good. Everything. That little issue with the pickup, but I'm dealing with that now. And yeah, all good, man. Nice joint. Hey, wild turkeys, man. Good deal. I'll tell you what, you should have seen these turkeys, Kerry. It must have been a turkey farm at one time. Because about 8 wild turkeys. Great big ones, too, man. Just walking right through the campsite.
Holy moly. That's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. So did they have a lot of trees, a lot of shade, or was it pretty much open?
I don't know, 50-50. We had plenty of room for antennas, and no, it wasn't hot. Like I said, my camper cools down so damn good, I don't care. But no, it was great. I told the lady at the store I had to go get some ice for the cooler, and I walked up to the store, and I told the lady, I said, crap, my wife's headlight went out. I told her, I said, she hit something. I said, man, I wish I'd have brought a shotgun and get those turkeys. And whoa, she didn't take that to be very nice. I got the stink eye.
Yeah, man, probably a Kamala Harris, Joe Biden voter there. They wasn't too happy when you talked about catching some food.
I had to hit them turkeys with a rock, Kerry. That's how close they were. I mean, they were all right by. And I wasn't scared. You know, I mean, you could have just zapped the head right off of one up and not even got a pellet in the meat. They've been so damn close. But, yeah, I know. I guess they're her pets. She thinks of them as pets or whatever. But, boy, I got the stink eye from that old lady.
That's funny as hell. So how was the facilities? Did they have a good shower and restroom facility there?
Yeah, everything was great. I mean, the place was nice. Everything was good. People were friendly, except for the old lady I pissed off. But talked to some other campers there. Another pickup just like mine was kind of cool talking to him. But yeah, no, it's a nice place. I said nothing extraordinary. All your basics, you know. They had propane there. They had a little store, you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was nice. Yeah, good time. And then good radio too. From 710, Mike helped me out with that. Got it all set up. So yeah, that thing was rocking and rolling. And Gary, I tell you what, those turkeys are so close. I swear to God, I told Lisa, I said, you know, I could have taken that turkey out with a pellet gun. Yeah, I got one of those Remington, you know, high power pellet guns. I could have took that turkey out with a pellet gun. That's how damn close they were. And boy, I tell you what, it made me want to go hunting again.
Hey, Tom, did any other guest center stop by that inquire about your antennas and radios and stuff while you was there? This is Kilo 4 Bravo, though. I'm just north of St. Augustine here.
Yeah, well, I had KK3S come over. Robert stopped by the house. He was down that way, so he stopped by the campground, and we played a little radio. He played a little nurse, worked on my wife's wound, and so yeah, KK3S was over, and the other guys are like, well, what are those antennas for? Because I got an octopus set up, you know, 8 hand sticks up in the air, 25 feet. For that's amateur radio. I thought that's what that was, you know. But, yeah, good time in St. Augustine for sure.
Well, that's great that other people were interested in what you was doing there. I won't hold you guys. I just sitting here listening, killing time. This is Kilo 4 Bravo Delta.
No, man, jump anytime. No big deal. You know, we like when people jump in and say hi. That's real cool. Yeah, we was right there at Stagecoach Campground. Was it right off of 16208? Right off of 95 there. Right behind the, what is that, the Hampton Inn or something?
Okay, I was trying to place where it was. Yeah, I think I know where you're at.
Just a little bit west of 95. Gosh, it probably, well, one light west of 95.
What exit off 95 is that?
Yeah, I don't remember. I really don't remember. You have to forgive me for that. But that's Route 16, I believe. Go west, one right past 95, make a left, and that's 208. And down there about a mile and a half on 208, maybe.
Okay, yeah. You're in my neighborhood. You said 216, 208. No, you're in my neighborhood here. Okay, well, it sounds like you had a great time. Up there at my place, I got a lot of alligators I got to deal with. Canadian geese, just all kinds of critters, wild boar, bear, just you name it, they come walking by the house here every now and then.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, like I said, nice place. I had a good time. We talked. I forgot my 20-meter hand stick, so I had 10, 17. Talked to a guy in Arizona on 17 for a long time. I had 10, 17, no 20, but I had 40 and 80. I made my check-in up in North Carolina on 80. Talked to Colombia, Austria, Germany, Northern Italy, all over the place. Just 100 watts in those ham sticks. It worked out well.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Well, maybe everybody ought to get your autograph first, then.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. My wife was talking.
I said maybe everybody ought to get your autograph first, then, since you did such a good job.
Hey, I felt like a celebrity. I mean, it worked. It worked out really good, too. I bought that radio, and it got delivered at noon Friday, and we left the house here around 3 o'clock, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Must have been later than that. Around 5 o'clock, I guess. We got there at 9:15, so whatever 4 hours down from that was. So, yeah, the radio showed up. I took it out of the outer box, put the big box in the RV, and hooked up, and we left. I got to do the unwrapping and unboxing in St. Augustine.
That sounds good. All right, well, I'm going to go refill my glass here and let you guys carry on there. Everybody sounded good to me tonight. Everybody's great time. Here lately, 40-meter band, it's just been going dead under the door down here later on tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll see what happens a little bit later on. See if it drops out. Maybe we'll go somewhere else. I got to go out and fix the damn headlight that I just fixed. Just put a headlight bulb in that. We call it the farm truck, Lisa's old pickup. And just put a headlight in it. And she went out and played in the neighborhood and then come back and damn headlight's out again. So I'm going to go out and see what the hell wrong with that headlight. I think I got another spare, but that's just weird that went out that quick. So anyway, I'll be in and out. KD4 TWS. Hey, Terry, you still there?
Yep, still here.
I was in Augustine, right? Jacksonville Repeater was 36.8 miles away. Yulee was 52, and I can hit all of them, no problem at all. I didn't try Christmas. I could probably hit Christmas from there, too. I got a great big serving tray. It's like 30 inches around serving tray. Got my mag mount set on it, so I put it out on the slide, on the kitchen slide out. And I run all my coax through the window with a pool noodle on the bottom of the window so I can just shut it down and keep the air out. And boy, that sucker works really, really well. Pat told me I had to turn the mic gain down on that 706 because it was way hot for FM. But yeah, that worked out perfect.
Yeah, cool deal, man. I did something very similar. I didn't have the big old tray like you had. I had about a 15-inch pipe plate. Threw that up there on the top on the magnetic mount. Yeah. I was hitting Christmas no problem because where we were at in the campground, we were north of Orlando. I hit Christmas, Orlando, Claremont, St. Augustine, and Jacksonville, all from right there, man, on 2 meters, 70 centimeter, man. So yeah, it was crazy. That was pretty cool. So you said you're using a pool noodle. How are you using the pool noodle for the coax?
Yeah, so in the back of my camper, I got 2 small windows on each side of the couch, and I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture if I didn't already, so I gotta find my phone first. But yeah, my windows slide up and down. So I
took a pool noodle, a smaller one, and I cut a slit down the center of it, all the way down, and cut it to the length of the window, run the coax through the window, and then shut the window, it slides up and down. First shut it down on the pool noodle, it kept all the rain out. The rain, runs down the window and runs into the pool noodle and drips out each side, so kept the rain out of the house and kept the hot air out and all that stuff, so it worked really good. Mike used to use that at his garage setup.
Ah, very cool, very cool. Yeah, that sounds neat. Yeah, the window I run the coax through, it swings out. So I don't know if the pool noodle would work that good for the window that swings out.
Yeah, I don't know, it worked out really good for me. I don't want to drill holes in this one like I did the other one with the, the outdoor thingy I put on there, so, or receptacle. So I don't want to do that on this one, so I'm not drilling holes in this one. But that worked out great. I mean, like I said, I had two coaxes come in, and I just pulled I got blinds on all my windows, so I just pulled the blind down behind the radios, and you couldn't even see where the coax came in. So that all worked out great. Like I said, no issues. I checked all the amperage and everything. Pulling 15 amps on the 710, and pulling about 8 amps on the 706. Of course, you're not using them at the same time, so it's no big deal. But well, it worked out perfect, man. Love that 706. The first time I ever used it, I had to do a little bit of button pushing to figure out how to get it on 70 centimeter. And do the tones and all that, but it took me a minute or two, but yeah, it worked out great. First time I ever used that radio on 70.
Yeah, cool deal. Very cool deal. Yeah, I want to give me a little bit of bigger pie plate for the mag mount, give me a little bit better ground plane, but the one I had worked pretty good, so I can't complain at all. It was a 15-inch pie plate from the dollar store, so it worked okay.
Great big serving plate. It's almost as big as my kitchen slide. My kitchen slide is my smaller one. The dining room and lounge side is the bigger slide, which I slid into my carport when I parked the other day. But it just barely fits up there. It worked great, man. I was super stoked, man. It worked really good. And the radio worked good. So the stuff that they put in the bottom of drawers, kind of like a rubber mat with holes in it. Chicks use it for the bottom of their drawers, for their silverware, put their trays on it and all that shit. Well, I got an end table right beside my couch, and I put a piece of that, which is the same color, dark brown, across that table. And my radios don't move going down the highway. I parked them there, and we went up both ways, and radios never move. They stick right to that rubber mat.
Well, that's cool. That's very cool, man. So the rack system that I built for all the radios and stuff there, I open up the bathroom door in the back of the camper there. It slides right in, and it backs up right against the toilet, and I can close the door in front of it with a towel on it, and it doesn't move driving down the road. So it makes it really simple. When we get where we got to go, I just got to open the bathroom door, roll the cart out, and it's good to go.
Roger. All right, hey, do me a favor. Send me a picture of your setup when you was talking on the radio. I want to see that. And then I'll go find my phone. Something's out of my toolbox. And I'll send you a picture of my setup and that pool noodle thing. So give me a couple minutes. I want to yell at Lisa, and I'll go out and check that headlight that I just put in. I'll be right back. KD4TWS. Okeechobee Tom.
Yep, no problem, brother. I'll send that over to you. And I'm actually going to go check out for a minute because I'm going to go eat my chow. I'm hungry. W4 or CFH?
Yeah, I got this fire going. That's after dinner there, Carrie K's Mike Shackle Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to get my dinner with my charcoal fired up in a minute to be back. KD4, TWS, J04, IOD.
Yeah, Roger. Having a hydraulic dinner this evening in beautiful downtown Boca Raton. November 4, Ocean, Florida, X-Ray. Get down.
Hey, I missed you last night, by the way. I was in here last night wondering where the hell Nick was.
No, you know what? I didn't get on the radio last night. I called my sister in Los Angeles, and my sister and I had a long QSO about family business.
Oh, good Lord. I don't even want to hear about it. It's got to be ugly. That's right. You got to divide up all crap and radio. Oh, good Lord. My deepest sympathies.
No, it wasn't the wife. It was my sister in Los Angeles who, we sat and had a couple of cold ones and talked for about 2 hours on the telephone. It's shooting the shit about our family business, not the wife's family business.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right. Good to hear you. Hold on a minute.
Nick, I'm really sorry. I know how it feels. My father died in 2020, and I'm really sorry.
Yeah, thanks, Miss Lisa. Always a pleasure hearing you on the radio, and I'm glad you're in good health and good spirits, baby. It's good to hear you.
You sounds wonderful.
I'm sorry, it was your wife's father? Well, if you were close to him, I know how that feels too. I took care of Tom's dad for many years before he passed. But
yeah, roger that. Well, this was a quick one, 16 weeks, and she was taking care of him, but he's 10-7 heaven now, so rest in peace. November Echo 3, Foxtrot.
Okay, I am really sorry. I gotta go and prep the steak for Tom, though, and but tell your wife I feel for her. And I'll talk to you later. At KO4 IOD.
Roger. 73 is Miss Lisa. Always a pleasure. M4 OFX.
Always good to hear Miss Lisa exercise her freedom of speech.
She sounds better than Tom.
Over the radio.
Hey, Frank, that wasn't very nice. I heard that, by the way.
It wasn't kind of true, though. It's true, though.
Oh, I know it's true, but you don't have to say it out loud.
We were all thinking. I figured you'd appreciate that. Can't I do you?
I do. Hey, we met some guy last night. His name is Don, electrical engineer, RF guy. I don't remember the call sign. I have to look it up. I was actually doing something else, but you probably know him because he's not like he was right in your business.
Well, I don't really do anything with electrical engineering. It's just a hobby these days. I mean, I play fire extinguishers. I do some consulting for municipalities and things like that and some ham radio clubs, but nothing professionally anymore. I've gotten completely out of that. Professionally. Yeah, as a hobby, it's fun. I do have to admit, as a hobby, it's great fun. But professionally, no more.
Oh, but look, Frank, you're a professional. You just don't know it.
You're a professional when you get paid for it. You're an amateur when you do it for free.
All amateurs help amateurs, and usually that's for free.
Yeah, so you're a professional amateur.
That's right.
Hey, Frank?
And then it's for the business.
Don Belcher. He's been doing RF for a living. And to a whole bunch of crap. But WZ4G, Don.
Yeah, I recognize the call. I would know him by sight, but I probably haven't talked to him, for any extent in 4 or 5 years. He hangs around with the likes of with Eric and the rest of the guys that do radio for a living down here. Really nice guy, really smart guy too. He's very good.
Yeah. Read his bio if you're on QRZ. He has a nice bio up there, but he stopped by here. And I was telling him, we have some good guys here, Ed and Dave and Frank, and you got to put him in that category. So it looks like he's one of you. He's one of the smart fellows.
No, he's the real deal. He's a really good guy.
Okay, I'll be back. KD4 TWS.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I just meant to thank you for sending me those pictures. That's pretty good. We got those pictures from him casing last year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. That worked out neat. That was Dave Flip-Flop sent me those, and I sent them over to you. But, yeah, that was cool beans. Hopefully we'll do it again this year. I haven't made my reservations yet, but I will. I'll get on it. I got to get on this charcoal right now, so be back.
Yeah, I just lit it. Made a run, and I got that going. So, yeah, thank you. Anyway, KG4VT, listening in.
Yeah, on BYU. I'm going to go get something to sip on. I'll be back.
Yeah, I got to go park the boat back in the garage. I just got it all cleaned up and put it back in this little shelter, and I'll be back in a little bit. KG4VT.
Mark, you still in there?
Just listening in.
Yeah, Roger. So the antenna you run is fed with window ladder line, 450 ohm?
Yeah. Well, I picked it up down there at a little ham fest several years ago. We got like 90 feet of it down there at Motorola. That's, I think, the same day that Dave got his general. I didn't even know he was in there taking it.
Yeah, Rajo. So what are the lengths of the legs you use? Because N4ZAP was building a window lead, whatever, a ladder line antenna today, and we thought it was going to be able to be resonant on 75, but it's way out of whack on 75. What are the lengths you use for the legs?
For my antenna?
Yeah.
I'm using 270-foot length. So it's a full wave on 40. So it covers all of 40, including the AM, the AM portion of it, the whole 40-meter band. And it's non-resonant, but it's tuned to 40 through the harmonics of the 48 feet of 450 ohm ladder line.
So you're using 48 foot of window line.
Yeah, 48 feet of 16 gauge solid core, 450 ohm. It's like an inch wide or whatever. Yeah, it just goes right up in the air, and I have no center support. The antenna is pulled tight on each end. I'm up there about 50, 60 feet.
So you're a flat top also.
Oh, yeah. There ain't no center support. There ain't none of that stuff. It's just open air.
And you have a 1-to-1, right?
I couldn't get this thing. It was 20-to-1 on the BNA on 3850.
You can't go out and tune that antenna. You got to have a good tuner to adjust it properly.
Yeah, I'm using it now.
If you got
I'm on the
450 on wire line, you're not going out there and snipping the ends, and it's going to come down flat. No, that shit ain't happening. You got to use a good tuner with an antenna like that. It's all in the 1970 amateur radio handbook. Very simple. It says tuner, ladder line, and wire, and that's it. That was basic.
Yeah, Roger. What do you call it? So I'm using the VSK something. It's kind of like a G5 RV, but it's supposed to be about 47 feet on each end, the elements, and 39 foot of 450 ohm window line. So I started out long with everything, and I cut it back pretty much. I don't know, it's probably around 46, 47 feet for the legs and an inverted V, and it's about 39 foot of window line going down. But yeah, it's like 1.3, 1.5 here, and I'm on the tuner now. But yeah, it was like 20-to-1 on 75.
Yeah, I don't know if mine is. It just takes it out, so it's past all that. But yeah, you just have to add in the rest of the components for the antenna, and it just very nicely transduces your audio and your RF.
So I think the major component he's missing is that one-to-one to feed into from the coax to the ladder line.
You need a roller inductor and a capacitor, and then you put those in an L networking configuration for low loss, and then adjust your ladder line to that capacitor and inductor. Man, that thing will sing.
So you need a tuner for sure.
Yeah. We might have to have your pegs off the wall on every frequency everywhere, you know?
All right. So I think I can get 60 foot, maybe 62 feet on like a dipole configuration, each leg 62 feet. But yeah, I'm going to have to end up doing loading coils if I want to get on 75. Is that, yeah, I don't know.
No, you're not, ain't going to be doing that, so forget that. You'll never get that. You can't get the first step. You got to first get the first step, then you get the second step.
First get the what?
And you got to get that first step first, and then move on to the 75 meter for the second step.
What's the first step?
Get your proper feed line and the wire.
Foot feed line, that's what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't know what that ZS5 or ZS is. But yeah, that's what mine is. That's just what it came out to. So, yeah, it's a full wave on 40.
I'm not going to be able to copy yours because I can't do a flat top, number one. I can't do 70 feet on each leg, number two. I'm going to have to come up with something else.
Yeah. And I'm up here, you know, it's 135 feet above sea level up here on this property. And when I look out to the east, out the shack window, I can see the clouds over there in Vero Beach, you know?
Up on the hill.
And then the antenna's another 50 or 60. So it's a couple hundred feet in the air to the tip of the antenna. Now that makes a difference.
Height is might.
Not necessarily. Not here. It is for 2 meters and 440. But here, if you're able to get a low antenna at a pretty good height, that thing will radiate quite well back into the howler.
I wish I had some yard. I just got done building what is this thing? A linear loaded 40 meter dipole using 450 ladder line as a load. Well, I'm going to put it up there probably the next couple of days and see how this damn thing works out. I'm going to do it in an inverted V, like we talked about, Mark.
Using ladder line or window line as the elements?
Well, what they do is they're part of the element on each side. The whole antenna, I don't have a whole lot of room here, so I was looking for something short. And I mean, I'm on a vertical now, but it's horrible, man. I mean, it's vertical. It's great for long distance, but you know, talking local, it sucks. And it's noisy as hell. But anyway, this thing, the way it works is you've got about 22 foot 10 inches on each side, and 11 foot of 45 ohm, 450 ohm ladder line overlaps the wire. It's wove in and out of it. But the way it works is that your transmission line hooks up to the ladder line. It's shorted on the opposite end. It comes back and then feeds the main elements that run off it. So it's basically, it's linear loaded.
Yeah, right on. I've seen that one. You haven't tried it yet?
I haven't put it up and tuned it. I had it laying in the yard. I hooked the VNA to it just to see what it would do laying in the grass, and yeah, well, you know, you're not going to get a good impedance, so screw it. I'll wait till I hang it up off the tower and see what happens. I'm going to set it up in the shape of an inverted V, and hopefully the impedance won't drop too low. I don't know. We'll see. I may have to run a matching unit with it or something. I don't know. Mike's been trying to talk me into feeding it with 450 ladder line and maybe alleviating that whole problem. I don't know. Just doing a 2-to-1 or a 4-to-1. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. What I read about it so far, everybody says it works really well. I mean, I don't know. You know, they say for what it is, you know, you give up a little bit of something, I imagine, when you start talking about shortening stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. All I know is I don't have 80 feet to hang anything up around here. There's just no damn way. Not with all my VHF antennas and the other stuff here. And I do have about a 46-foot tower. You know, that helps. I have a quad atop of that.
Right on. I'll be back, N4ZAP.
Yeah, I'll be listening, KWM.
Check, KQ4GFE. Standing by.
Yeah, I guess I'm just lucky. I got enough space to put up a 40-meter regular dipole and, yeah, 75-meter wire, and, yeah, I guess I thought my yard was small, guys. N4OFX.
I gotta tell you, man, I love this vertical for 75 meters and 80 meters, depending on where I tune it. Right now, you know, it's real narrow, but for where I talk, it works great. I mean, because I don't talk to anybody close, you know. And on 40, yeah, it's great for long distance, but damn it, you know, local, I've got 8 dB of noise on this friggin' antenna. I'm about sick of it. And dude, I wish I had enough room. I'd have a fan dipole up. It'd be beautiful.
Yeah, I don't need a fan dipole. I have a vertical for whatever. I have multiple antennas, but I thought my yard was small, man, and now I'm realizing the yard is, you know, it's not that small. So, yeah, I do need to do a little bit more tweaking on the NFED wire. I was knocking out my Wi-Fi on 75 meter again. I don't know, bad SWR, whatever. I got to ground that thing back out. I was dicking around with it a little bit tonight, but it was too hot, man. I got out of the shower, put clean clothes on, and I was like, oh, let me go mess with the wires in the yard. I mean, an hour later, I'm dripping wet, had to change my clothes. Terrible, man. Anyways, yeah, I'm running a full 40-meter dipole right now. North-south, man. Fits perfectly in the yard.
You're using like a full wave NFED though.
I'm using a full wave NFED for 40. I'm not on it right now though. I'm on the dipole, a half wave, regular half wave, 1-to-1 balun, 40-meter mono band dipole right now, going north-south in a perfect inverted V at 35 feet.
That's about as omni as you can get.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's working just perfect.
That's exactly what I wanted to do. So, yeah, no issues at all, man. And the NFED, you know, that's a full 132 feet on 40. It's just about 2 dBs down to everybody versus this antenna. Now, if we go out another 300, 400, 500, 1,000 miles, that NFED with the full 132 feet is a game changer. It's more of a long distance antenna, like your vertical clip.
Oh yeah, man.
If you're using the one that's
conditions are right, you know, propagation looks good. I can talk all over the place with this thing.
Wave on 40.
You know, but start talking to somebody local, and they're like, "Hey, man, you know, you're in the noise level." It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, it's a full wave on 40 there, Mike.
Not if it has a capacitor in it, because it cuts it off. It acts like a trap.
So if the trap is for 75 meter, not for 40 meter.
Electrically, it cuts off right there.
All right. Anyway, I've got the other wire sitting here. It's going up tomorrow with a new pulley. We'll test it out. I actually think it's going to work better with my downward sloper inverted V wire. I've got that. I had to pull that out of the attic today. Took me a half hour to unwind it. Beep, bop, and boop. I'm going to borrow let Eric N4ZAP use this balance, the 49-to-1. He can use that, figure out his 75-meter situation. And I'm gonna put up, instead of this one with the trap in there and all that bullshit, I'm gonna put up the regular 14-gauge wire up there and tune that up tomorrow and work on my tan a little bit.
Damn it, man.
There you go. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, no trap, no whatever it is in the middle of that feed point, no the wrap on the PVC pipe, none of that shit. 49-to-1, we'll see.
Yeah, man, can't wait. I'm graphing your signals now.
Write it down, get it all dialed in. I want serious signal reports here, boys.
You got to do side by side before and after. You can't do it a day apart on a canopy because the propagation's always different.
Oh yeah, always got to account for that. That's like a 8% factor.
And there's no way to do that. That's impossible. Got to do side by side.
Right, the same moment.
No way. You know that's impossible. But whatever, man. We'll see. And I don't know. I honestly think the just straight mono-banded 49-to-1, straight piece of 14-gauge wire, none of the voodoo in between there, for 75-meter, it'll be rock solid.
Yeah, then you would be a full wave on 40 with that.
Absolutely. With no voodoo in line, nothing. Maybe I get a 1.3, 1.4 on 7.205, have to fluff it up with the tuner. Yes, then I have a full wave. So we'll take all of that voodoo that my antennas sells out of line, but maybe a 49-to-1 is voodoo. I don't know.
Yeah, 49-to-1 is just an impedance transformation. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I got some here Dave gave me. They're out here laying in boxes in the garage.
Yeah, look, the one I was using, my downward sloper Flying V Eddie Van Halen guitar, I looked at it today. I pulled it out of the attic. It was all knotted up, all the wire and everything. The top of the box is melted over from heat exposure and the tension I was putting on the wire. Have you opened it up? No, you can't open these up. It's fine. Look, don't sweat it, man. It's fine. It's the top piece is to hold. All it is a standoff to hold the wire in place. I'll show you when you pick it up.
Right on.
This is like my third or fourth one. I got two more in a box over here in pieces that I steal pieces off of it. And I got one out here that I just was talking to you on 75-meter with. So, yeah, no worries there, man.
The top loop on that one is just the strain relief, right?
Exactly. So the strain relief from sitting up at 40 feet on the top of a mast with the tension I was putting on it and the heat from the sun or whatever, the plastic folded over a little bit.
No big deal. That won't hurt a thing.
Not at all.
Yeah, because I think on the My Antennas one, the output from 49-to-1 comes out of a separate point with a wing nut on it.
Yes, it does. And the ground is in a separate wing nut, and the SO239 is on the bottom side of the box. So yeah, all that is a strain relief. That's all it is.
Yeah, it won't give you any trouble at all.
Hey, can I ask somebody a stupid question?
There's no such thing as a stupid question.
Okay, well, this linear loaded dipole, they don't show any documentation on the radiation pattern and where the hot end is, So is this thing, because it's loaded closest to the feed point, is it going to be still electrically most
strong in the middle of it, or is it going to be down in the very ends of it? I mean, I'm kind of curious because, like I said, I found no other documentation for this.
Yeah.
That's off the end.
And when the signal comes off right at the closest to the feed point, that's where the current is the strongest.
You get higher frequency.
So you guys just tripled.
Yeah, the signal comes off the broadside, the null is at the ends.
Well, the current strongest at the where the feed is for the first halfway, which would be eighth wavelength down, and then it goes the other way.
Yeah, but I wonder if that 450 ladder line on there as the load is going to change where it's, that was my only question, because I really didn't know. And like I said, there's no documentation. Nobody shows any kind of, no pattern, no charts, nothing that I could find on it.
They work. A lot of people do them, and you can look up a Cobra antenna, and they're the same, except it goes three times.
Yeah, I saw those. They shortened them out. He says you can go three. You can do a second row of it and shorten it even more. He goes, but the impedance goes so low. I guess it gets kind of freaky.
The one that you sent me a picture of, that's essentially a Cobra.
It's pretty cool. I hope this thing works out because I've got just that much amount of space there, with about 4 feet on the end for the line, so it's not too close to anything.
Well, you don't want to make your impedance too low at your feed point either, kind of because you end up with resistive losses, a whole bunch of current there and resistive losses. And then if you end up with a low impedance back down at your tuner, most tuners can't do less efficiently, less than about 15 ohms. The resistive losses in the tuner will cause all kinds of mechanical losses.
I got to get this thing up in the air and check it. I'll put the VNA on it and see what happens and see where it's sitting. Because if I have to, I'll just go ahead. We'll build a Ballon to match it because I don't know what else to do. Hell, they were saying it'd be somewhere around somewhere between 56, 52. I think he said it was at one point, and as low as 33. And I'm like, I don't know, man.
Cliff.
Yo.
Cliff, what do you need to change your 30 over on me in Boca Raton, Florida, South Palm Beach County, 15 miles north of Fort Lauderdale, 40 miles north of downtown Miami?
I want something quieter. This thing right now, this vertical. Now I'll tell you what. When I'm on 20 meters and I'm on my vertical, my noise level is about 6 or 7. When I'm on my inverted V, it's like 2 to 3, and signals are still coming in just as strong. It's just a noisy antenna, and I know. Like right now, man, I've got 8 dB in noise. So anybody that's far away, man, I can't hear them.
Yeah, and I got 6 dBs of noise. Always here. That's why I'm playing around with this Ballon design, specifically with the core meant for the lower band. So I feel you. I understand. All right, I got you.
Yeah, see, now that's what I'm thinking about too. If this antenna, if the impedance is way too low, like Frank was saying, I'm going to have to get some kind of a Ballon design situation of my own, because I just can't see spending $150 on a Ballon if I could wind one, I just need plans for it, I found a lot of stuff that goes from like 100 ohms to 50 ohms and all kinds of things, I could build those, but they don't go backwards, do they?
Of course they do.
And you can also add a shunt.
Okay, so like I could do a 2.5 to 1 and just turn it around?
Absolutely you can. They work forward as well as backwards. Remember, when you're receiving, it's working backwards.
Point taken. I didn't even think about that, man, because I saw a couple that were made for step-ups instead of step-downs, and they were wound different.
That's not the way that works. Have you tried a common mode choke close to your radio in the shack to reduce your noise?
Yes, I have. I tried everything. And I've talked to a couple other guys that are local that had verticals at one time, and they said, no, man, it's just the way it is because of where we're at. Everything, he goes 40 meters? I said, yeah. 80 meters ain't bad. It isn't bad at all. 20, not really that bad, you know. But 40, oh, it's horrifying, man, compared to all the other bands. It's crazy. And he says, well, you know, it might be because of what you've got going on all around you. It might be in that bandwidth. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Because, you know, I played with the power company, and it's not coming from power lines. Because it's there even when the power's out.
You get some localized noise sources you got to go find.
High tension power lines a block away from them.
Yeah, on both sides, actually. I've got, like he said, it's a block away on one side and about 3 blocks on the opposite side, and I'm about, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile away from St. Pete Clearwater Airport. The county jail is 300 yards away from where I live. It's hard to say.
So many excuses. Make it happen.
That's why I'm looking for something to put a wire up in the air, you know? I mean, yeah, sure, this vertical works great. I love it, you know? But if you're over 100 miles away, it's wonderful. If you're close, like Mike, I bet you he doesn't have as good a signal on me as you do.
You're 20 over here, as you always are in Okeechobee. Best sounding vertical in the air.
That's right. See, I doubt I'm giving Mike 10 dB right now.
Contrary, you're right in between the 2 and the 0.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I'm stepping up, bro.
And that time went to about 25, almost 30. But I have really good ears.
Hey, with that antenna, you should.
When you're horizontally polarized, the very little noise is generated that ends up horizontally polarized. So when you're vertical, it's a real serious disadvantage.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, it's just like being mobile. It's not much different, you know? I don't know. So, you know, I figured I'd try some. If I could build it, hey, that's even better, you know? I mean, I went out and I found some used ladder line on eBay. Got 35 feet for $15. And built this damn thing, and I got to try it. It was just too damn hot this afternoon, and I ran out of daylight. I wanted to put it up and test it, but yeah, that's the way it goes.
Are you familiar with the term Faraday rotation?
No, not intimately.
It is literally the reason why a vertical antenna does very well at long distances. What happens is, as the signal propagates, the signal slowly rotates. That's called Faraday rotation, from vertical to horizontal. And at a certain point, it's usually a couple thousand miles away, the signal that is transmitted vertically becomes horizontal. That's the reason why they hear you very well a long ways away, and you're attenuated close by.
See, the whole time I was thinking it was a takeoff angle. But that makes good sense. It makes a lot more sense than what I was thinking.
Yeah, do yourself a favor and read about the Faraday rotation. I just heard somebody out there way in the noise yell break.
We have an emergency? And where are you located?
Charlie Tango.
Yeah, he's in Connecticut.
So that vertical's working long distance. Nice.
Now you see it, but I'm an alligator, man. I'm all mouth and no ears.
Perfect example of Faraday rotation.
He's in my noise floor, man. I can't hear him. I'm sorry.
My noise floor is about 1 to 1.5.
34 God, I wish.
I mean, 1.5, isn't that like a dummy load antenna, though?
I can hear them, and you probably can't.
No, I hear them just fine.
74 RC.
There's somebody else out there.
74 RC, not necessarily talking about anything with power line interference.
You're a little too down in the weeds. I've got noise bursts that are coming over the top of the old man. I'm only getting maybe every second word.
I don't know that he heard you because he didn't respond.
Yeah, I can hear y'all trying to boost a little bit of power.
Yeah, he hears us, no problem.
What were you talking about the balance?
Just a common mode choke for eliminating noise. But if it's vertical, you get a lot more noise on it, kind of because most noise that you receive is generated vertically. That's why horizontal antennas are so much quieter.
Oh yeah, I know that. No, that guy out there, he was talking about balance.
Oh, I missed that. I wasn't able to hear him.
Hey, this is Dennis again.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Alright, perfect. W4RSC, I thought I heard somebody talking about maybe some power line interference.
Yeah, Palomar engineers, what about them?
Yeah, I just fought with my power line company for just a little while and finally spoke to somebody who actually came out here with a meter. They came out here and checked my neutral. They said my neutral wasn't bonded correctly, so they did that. I still had the interference. Then they said there was another fuse down the line that was bad, and then they did that and still had interference. Then they replaced one of the transformers. They did that and still had interference. Then they ended up going through and cutting every single one of the splices that they made on my road and running one long wire, and that thing was interference.
Oh, okay. Well, that works. Every splice causes more noise, so absolutely. He's vertically challenged, antenna-wise. Sorry, Cliff. But it's vertical is naturally, like Frank was just saying, they're inherently noisy because most man-made noise is vertically polarized, unless you put it way, way up in the air, which most people can't do. You just can't get away from it. So, that being said, that's the reason why he wants to go to horizontal, and I completely agree with him. My noise floor is, I hear all the light signals out there, and it's not completely quiet, but if it were, I'd have about a 1.5, 2 noise floor. But I hear people talking way off in the distance, kind of like Frank probably.
Yeah, I've got a full-length 8-meter dipole horizontal. I didn't even know it converted V, but it was weird because all the noise was coming in 80 meters. There was nothing coming in 40, nothing coming in 20. It was all coming in on 80, and it was so bad I couldn't even turn up the game on my thunder rate channel. See it on the waterfall. It was really bad, but you ended up seeing all those splices, so that may be something to recommend to the power company and go back and speaking with some other people, they said that their power company fixed the splices.
Yeah, I'm going to be out for a couple of minutes. Got the phone, KQ4 GFE.
All right.
They were searching for it, because they kept going off of like 28 megahertz whenever I was telling them about it. And Fox told them that you got to change the frequency on that, and they changed it down. I think the first thing to get down to was like 7 megahertz, and they said they were able to get a little bit better.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, none of that will help him because he is like sandwiched in between you've seen the big giant towers with the super high power lines on them, that come from the main power plant down to the boosters. He's sandwiched in between 2 different rows of them, so I don't care what you do, man. You ain't getting rid of that, and the power company ain't going to come out there and climb that pole just to satisfy one ham radio operator.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if it's one of those big transfer lines, yeah, I mean, there's not much you can do, but they do make a QRM eliminator. It's a little box to basically get the connection antenna, and then you get a connection from the radio into the antenna box antenna, and it actually helps quite a bit. Things coming out of it. I've got a neighbor.
Those things cost over $3,000.
I would think.
Yeah, crazy expensive.
Yep, I've seen those and familiar with what you're talking about, and the price of them, it ain't worth it. I would try all the antennas on the earth before I spend $3,000 on one of those boxes.
Yeah.
This one's only about $65, $80.
All right, then. I don't know if I'd trust a 50. I have something similar to that, but it's just more or less an RFI choke, something you find on most appliances, and they work okay, but it's not going to get rid of S8 noise floor. That's across everything.
Oh, no. Never.
But for him, it definitely works. I was a little skeptical when I was calling. Like, there's no way you're just going to pull out the but eventually it's got a sense antenna, and then it's got 3 different systems you can adjust gain, and then you can adjust the 2 different phases, and basically it's basically just a filter. But it works for him. I mean,
That's what I just said.
I would hate to have, if I had an S8 noise floor, I think I wouldn't even use that band.
Without it, you know what, that kind of works.
Yep, yeah, it's just a RFI EMI filter that it's supposed to take 60 cycles out. That's what it's designed for. You can get other ones that'll do 120 and things like that, but yeah, I wouldn't put too much faith in eliminating all of it. I had really bad noise, and I had to put those on every appliance in my house, essentially, that had an electric motor in it, and took care of a lot of that. Now I got to go bang on my neighbor's door and put one on her washer because my antenna proximity to her garage, where her washer is now affecting my signal. So luckily she does her wash in the daytime, not at night when I'm on the radio.
Well, good luck to hopefully she'll understand.
Sounds good. All right, KQ4FBS. I'll be back shortly.
It kind of sounds to me like he had a combination of problems. With the neutral, he had a bonding problem, which was kind of a rectification problem. And if that'll rectify anything and give you all kinds of noise and give you harmonics of the noise that's actually generated. And then the other one is strictly high frequency motors and things like that. And you eliminate them too entirely different ways.
Yep, rebonding your neutral, loosening and then tightening and hammering that bitch down and putting the EMI filter that he was talking about, RFI filter that he's talking about. Yep, and so, yep, interesting. Yeah, you know, I was down for a week, man, going through here and figuring out everything, and I eliminated everything.
Yeah, well, the rebonding is easy enough. I mean, it just involves disconnecting and reconnecting and cleaning connections and what have you. But everything else, I mean, it's what we all know. It's type 31 cores. You wrap 12 or 13 turns around it to try to decouple the RF that's on whatever the appliance or